Welcome back to our third segment. And this segment, again, it's for the December 9th, the week of December 9th, 2023. We will look at the trade of the week, ETF stocks and candidates and earnings of the week. So the trade of the week, we go back to our, again, gap trades. And you can see we filled our gaps twice, but on Thursday, you still have this open gap. Again, with all the roles, we have to adjust that. So again, that your softwares and the platforms, they will do that for you, their services, but it was a very interesting day. This is again 6:30 opening. This gap was filled, so this gap hasn't been filled. We had a big move, came back down and moved up again. So we also had our non-farm payroll. And as you know, the whole secret is we usually make the low of a high of the day in really at the opening at 5:30 when the news comes out. So it actually could be within a minute. This is a 5-minute bar. And you see how, again, the low of that 1 minute held. So I had bought this, and as you can see, once this became a support, we broke, so we would have stopped out. And then after that, once we broke it, nicely stayed. So this could be a nice, again, strategy for you if you use it. I had bought I went long. If you do Apex, for some of you, if you have an Apex account, this, and if you play this, this is a good lesson. So talking about a little greed, I needed to, the high was at, well, again, ignore this, but if you make over $3,000, you get funded. And I was like at 2,800. And I watched my 5-minute, 1 minute, and I was getting this sell signal. But because I was stubborn, I want to hit that 3,000. Basically, I stayed. Now, interesting enough, what happened was the markets came down, but they didn't go anywhere near my stop loss, or basically because we had hit the high here, because of the reversal, I hit the 2,500 stop loss. So I was actually, my account went to admin. That means that I have to close it. So although I was in profit, I still have like, I don't know, 51,000, I have 1,500 of interest or something, or gains. Because of that, instead of being proactive, I missed out. So just this is important, people who do their Apex account. So anyway, so I just want to share with you, but also play NFP. We will have the CPI trade. So just remember that. Talking about gold, we've looked at gold from point of view of like Fibonacci's. We've talked about retracement, some of our techniques. Now, this is our Fibonacci extension. So I wanted to look at from October low, when we had this big move from geopolitical, how can we use the Fibonacci extension? So you go from the low, most recent low, I mean, from the lowest low to recent high, and then to the next low before the reversal. So we go low, high, and higher low. And then from that, it allows you to do the extension. So what happens, it gives you the targets. So you can see we had the 38.2%. So if you were in this trade, you could use that as a target, take some profits there. Then we hit our 61.8. We could have taken some target. And look what happened. That 100% Sunday evening got hit. And if you would have had this extension, you probably would have noticed that we are really overextended. And now we are back to 38.2. We're still above the cloud. So again, that's positive. The DMI positives is over negative, but my emphasis on this FIB extension or Fibonacci extension as a tool you could use. Also, I did have a class on Thursday, and just a general, we use oscillators such as RSI, looking at the MACD and stochastics. Basically, based on those, this is Friday. On Thursday, we were looking at it. We were, really overheated. We were here, momentum was going down, and MACD had not crossed, but these give us heads up that this is not the right time to go long. And you can see the next day, Friday, it broke below the 20-day um, exponential moving average. And you can see as far as the 50-day and 100-day where we are. So basically watch these warning signs from the oscillators. ETF of the week for last week, we had the healthcare, right? Healthcare momentum, the PTH outperformed other ETFs. It was up 5%. The week before, the juniors were up. This time, the mining junior gold miners were down 6.4%. The home construction was up 3.8% this past week, and gold miners GDX was actually down 5.8%. Just a food for thought. If you are an investor, not more of a trader, I thought this was interesting. Talk about healthcare. This IHE is the pharmaceutical ETF. It's more of a conservative. It pays about 2% in dividends. It was more of a, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at more of a, from the technical side, we just came against the 200-day moving average. So that's a big resistance. The way I'm looking at it is I'm not going to go in because I'm looking for a retracement, and maybe this is an inverse head and shoulder. So we watch that. So again, it's not a trading suggestions, more of a being on a conservative side, looking for some conservative ETFs at the right time to go in. So let's see if we have a support here or we come to this neckline right around here. Let's see what happens. Just a food for thought on the ETF. Stock of the week is not a recommendation. It's more of an analysis. So if you follow soccer in Premier League, many of you are familiar with Manchester United. You see this up and down. It's been very much news driven because, obviously they haven't done as well. They have their own problems. They've had many coaches come and go. So the culprit for majority of the fans is the Glazer family. And that's 13 months ago, they decided, okay, we are gonna, give up our control. We are ready to sell. And there was a big interest coming from Qatar. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani wanted to buy it. But then we have a British petrochemical billionaire, Jim Ratcliffe. He's decided that he wants to buy 25% of the club for about 1.25 billion pounds. And that has really, when you go back, it was a culprit for the market's positiveness, but then their performance have been all over. So the reason I share this with you is nothing really do a lot with fundamentals. It's more of a, oh, good God, we can have a new blood of money coming in. I mean, Manchester United has been spending money. So, and you have to remember, this value is roughly 1/5 or 20% more than what the group paid for Chelsea. And they spent, I don't know, I think $1 billion or so just buying players in mid 2022. So also Mr. Ratcliffe will be active partner, so he will take interest in this. So they're hoping. So there's a lot of hope in here. What I want to follow up with this, and you can see this is on a weekly basis. This almost looks like a poll, a flag poll. We didn't hit our objective, came close, but so the market has gone to that. It's 200 weekly average and bounced. But it's not, when you look at the fundamentals, this is what I want to share with you. There is not, the valuation is poor, growth is not that great, health of the company's poor, profitability is poor. And for instance, just to give you, they're 2 out of 10 when it comes to fundamental analysis. So you have to decide, are you going to be a trader, which looks at those charts and you look at those fluctuations based on hope and expectations for the short term, looking for the news, or are you going to be a long-term investor? And what is the potential of the profitability? So that's just more of an analysis. The last, we look at the squeeze candidates or squeeze candidates is chose S&P 100. These are all the companies that they are candidates for squeeze. We still got, believe it or not, few earnings. You look at the Oracle, for instance, Monday after close, we have Adobe, so Costco, Darden. So this is end of it. So end of all the earnings, but there's still some there. So here's Adobe, which is expected to beat. We got Oracle is expected to beat, and Costco. I will be interested in their language. And then Darden, it will be interesting, and Jabil. So with that in mind, I hope that was informative and hopefully it will be profitable ideas. With that in mind, we're done for this session and market analysis for the December 9th, 2023. Wish you a wonderful weekend and a great week ahead. Bye for now.